Hi, this is Aaron at ThinkBotLabs.com and welcome back to our third tutorial. In our last video we found the HTML templates that we'll be using for our website and had a quick tour of the blank website that was provided from the host. Today we're going to get right into it by uploading our HTML template files and start creating our master page. So let's go back to Visual Studios and we're going to open our folder that has our template files. Go ahead and select all of them and then upload them to the root. It's going to take just a little bit, so I'm going to pause the video and then we'll catch back up when it's finished. Alright, now that all of our files have been uploaded, let's go ahead and have a look at that first index.html. Alright, so we have our head, body, and then the whole HTML. In the head we have some metadata, title of the page, mobile meta. This is a viewport, so if you have smaller screens it's going to help fit the website into that mobile device. Favicon, which is the icon in your browser. Some Google fonts and some style sheets. Let's see, inside of here at the very bottom we have JavaScripts, 2 portfolios, markers, a footer, we have a main wrapper. That's going to be the main information on this page. Some services, and the top wrapper. Top wrapper has our header, which is all the navigation, and the slider. The slider is part of the main page itself. Yes, welcome to chemistry. So, first thing that we need to do, we can go ahead and close robots.txt. Let's go ahead and go to the top of our solution, right click on it, add new. Make sure you select Visual C#, and we're going to find the master page. And go ahead and select it and click add. So the master page is pretty much how it sounds. You can put all your style sheet, linkage, your favicons, your footers, your main navigation into this master page, and then all of your other pages you can base off this master page. That way, if you want to change something big in your site, whether it's a style sheet, something in the footer or the navigation, you don't have to go chasing a bunch of different pages. You can do a one-stop change here in the master page. So let's go ahead and move a majority of this index.html over into this master page. I want to right click on the master page and set to vertical tab group so I can see a side by side. So real quickly I'm going to go ahead and move a lot of this stuff over. It matches up, so inside the head we're going to go ahead and copy everything. Copy, and here's the head. Go ahead and replace the title too, just everything in there. Okay. There's a little bit of code right above this. Go ahead and copy that too. Okay, and then scroll down a little bit. There's an ID on the body tag, and that's going to be for your CSS. Go ahead and copy that and put that on the body. Okay, let's see, this is all content, services. Let's grab the footer. These 2 portfolios extend into the footer. I'm going to go ahead and grab those for now. Let's minimize that, and minimize that, and minimize this for now. I'm going to grab all the JavaScript, put it at the end of this. Okay, and so we should have left with the main content, divider, services, there's a welcome, slider. I'm going to consider the slider part of the main content for now. Like I said, we can always go back and adjust that. For now, I'm just going to grab this, div overlay background, class top wrapper. I'll move. Just going to grab the style out of it and then we'll put it back. It's right inside the form. Every page has to have a form. Okay, I'm going to take the welcome content out of here and the slider out. I basically did that because I wanted to retain this top div in CSS. Okay, we got the space. Make sure we have right below the main wrapper services, main content. Yeah. Okay. So as you can see, we have two content placeholders. So when we're going to create a new page, we're going to base those pages off this master page. So all we'll need to fill out on those other pages is anything that's going to be inside of these placeholders. I'm going to go ahead and close out this index.html for now. I'm going to minimize some of this down. Okay, content placeholder head and content. I'm going to go ahead and rename this to body. That'll be easier for us to see. I'm going to do a keyboard shortcut to format all this up. Control A, then K, then F. This just helps line everything up, helps space it out. Go ahead and save that. And then we're going to create our first default page, which is going to be the body of the index.html. Right click on it, add new, Visual C#, and this will be on by default, so you don't have to keep on clicking on it. Web form. Actually, before that, let's cancel this out. We can delete our placeholder default is ASPX, so we'll go ahead and delete that one. Okay. Right click on it, add new, web form. This time select master page, add, and we have our master page right here listed. It's the only one that we have. Click OK. Alright, so now that we've created excuse me, a new default ASPX, we've based it off of that master page. You can see that we only have two spots to fill out now, head and body. Head is where you're generally going to put your style sheets and any JavaScripts. You can place JavaScripts on child documents, if you will. It's not really that necessary. I usually put them back in the master. Some pages you only want JavaScript to run on that one page, but for the most part it can just run on the master. In the title, let's go ahead and set that. This is name the website, phase 4 dev, and then let's go ahead and open up that index one more time and set its vertical tab group, and we're going to go down and find the body information. See, now I said that I wanted to grab this as part of that div, services, main wrapper. We'll worry about that in a bit, so let's just copy this out, put it in here. Scroll all the way up and minimize this. Alright, so services, we have a little divider, and we have our main wrapper. Alright, so I went back and looked at a few things, and I am going to go ahead and put in the slider right below the header. So grab this part right here, and we're going to put it right below header. And looks like we have one more tab or tag. Copy that, put it over here, and let's format again, AKF. Save that up and let's go look at it. Alright, so there we go. Now we've converted our first page from a template HTML template into an ASPX page. Let's check it out. See if everything come through. Everything looks good. Alright, let's go back to Visual Studios. Let's go ahead and close out the index.html. And we'll close out the default. Let's go back up and look at the main navigation. Now I said that I wanted a home, an about us, which is this one down here, and a contact us. So let's go do that real quick. We'll create we have our home, about, and a contact us. So in the header right here, and we're in the master page, nav menu. And we're going to clean up a lot of these. So we're not going to do a portfolio right now. We're not going to do a shop. We will have a contact us. Let's go ahead and create that. So when you're creating, excuse me, when you're creating new pages outside of the home page, create a folder for it and then drop your default ASPX page on there. That really helps on cleaning up the site when you go to the next directory. So people don't want to have to type in default ASPX. They just want to go about, contact us, something that looks pretty clean. So let's create a folder, right click, add, new folder, contact us. Okay, and then go ahead and right click on that, add new, web form, make sure it's selected the master page, okay. So let's set the page title first, contact us dash phase 4 dev. Okay, and now we need to add the body of this. Let's open up our contact HTML page. Set this in a new vertical tab group so we can find the main. Okay, so right here we have a map and then we have the main content. Let's go ahead and copy that, put that in the body, and go ahead and save that off. Remember, we don't need any of this other information. We saved ourselves from having to repeat adding all this information to a page by creating a master page. Close that off. Close that off. Alright, let's change the link. Go down to pick URL, contact us, hit OK. And we go ahead and delete the default ASPX. Okay, we're not going to do a blog, so let's clear this up. We will have an about page, so let's just repeat. Alright, next we need to create our about page. So same thing we did for the contact us. Right click on the solution, add new item, web form, actually cancel that. Right click, add new folder, about, and then we're going to create a new default document inside of it, just like the master page. And again, let's open up the about.html, set this in a vertical tab group, add the title. I like to be consistent in my titles, the name of the page, dash, the domain name, or vice versa. Just be consistent within your whole site. Okay, and we'll grab the main content. Just paste it in there. Quite a bit. Okay, go ahead and save that off. Then close the about, and you can close the default. Okay, we're going to just create a new hyperlink list item for the about page since one didn't exist. Alright, pick URL, about, and again we don't need the default ASPX. I will leave the trailing slash on it though. And we're also going to add the span, and then about. Okay. We don't need any other features for now. And then the home page, we're going to do it just like we did the about. So I'm actually going to copy this, paste this in here, and I can delete all of this. And rename this to home. So this is a good spot to talk about absolute versus relative URLs. What I mean by that, when you have the dot dash or a dot dot dash to a file, that's a relative URL. That means that this file is relative or next to that same directory. When you have an absolute URL, you have something that looks like this. It's the full FQDN, HTTP, the domain.com. Now on master pages, I found that it's much easier to go ahead and put the full URL in all my links. That way I can go many subdirectories below, and all of those pages know how to get to all of my style sheets, my JavaScript, my images, because it's a full URL. There's not a bunch of relative URLs in subdirectories. I'll go ahead and do that real quick. So the easiest way to do that is go back to your domain, grab it, copy it, and anywhere that you see like images favicon, paste this in here. So it's phase4dev images favicon, and so we have images, and my favicon is right in there. I'm going to do this with everything else that's in my domain. I don't need to do that with external ones, just the ones that are inside of my host. Let's take it just a little bit to... Oops, I missed a quote. The only downside of having these absolute URLs is during migration. So if you want to move your website to a new domain or something like that, then you'll have to change this. But like I said, fortunately, you only need to change it in one master page. And go ahead and change this. For all the items on here. Placeholders. Let's look at our footer. And we'll be changing these images out. I just want to make sure that I have them all. Okay, let's do one look over it real quick. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, and let's change this home. I'm actually going to change this to just the domain. And we look like we are good. So let's go ahead and save this off. Back up here. Alright. So now we have home, about, and contact us. We have our slider going. Everything still looks good. Go check on the about. Okay. And then let's go to the contact us. Alright, well let's go see what happened on the contact us. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with all the navigation as well. And the master page. And save this off. Go back. Let's refresh this real quick. What happened was the about page didn't know how to go to the contact page because it was using a relative URL. Yep, so we have the Google map. We'll have to play with it. Contact us. Yeah. Go back to the home. Alright. So we can go ahead and delete the index.html. We have all of our code moved over. Okay. Contact. Let's go ahead and delete that. The about. Delete that. Okay, now we copied over the 404.html, and the 404 is an error message that we can present to users if something isn't found. Possibly they typed something wrong, or just found themselves having server issues. There's a lot of different codes that you can present for the errors. I'll put a link in the description for different error codes, and we'll get to that later, but for now I'm just going to create a new folder called errors and create a new item. And this time, instead of creating a default ASPX, I'm going to go ahead and create this 404 because we'll be just using these either 404, 503, there's a lot of different codes, and we'll just point directly to that file. So 404, okay, then okay. And let's go ahead and open up that 404 and copy out the body. It says, whoops, you're lost. So, copy out the main, 404, and give it a title. 404 looks like we've got a couple extra divs. Okay, save that off and go ahead and close this out. Alright, now that we can go ahead and close or delete the 404. Alright, now we have successfully copied everything over. We're running full ASPX pages and converted from that HTML template. Good job, guys. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to change our favicon, change some of the branding, put some pictures in here, just to spruce it up just a little bit. After that, we'll work on the About and Contact Us page. We'll see you next video.